Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Rosa podcast. We are back with Adam and me. Yeah,
Yeah, back again.
how
Four
you doing,
weeks in a row.
Adam?
Yeah, doing good, doing good. International break now, so that's always a bit
Thank
shit. But
fuck. No, thank fuck.
I suppose, yeah, for injuries, it's
Yeah,
come at a
we
decent time.
Norwich needed this international break.
Yeah, but normally I would normally be against it, but I'll allow it this time. I'll allow it this time. But yeah,
Yes,
how have you been?
good, good, busy, busy. Yeah. Had five
Good,
aside
good.
this morning. Scored. Got two
Balling
assists.
out.
Well,
Standard.
not. It was eight
That's
aside. It was eight aside this morning.
right. Okay.
It was a bit more difficult. The score was only like
Well,
6-3 in the end. And I'm a centre half, so getting two assists and scoring, I
yeah,
did well.
you've done your part at the end of the day.
Exactly. I'll play my part. Only we only
No
got
clean
like
sheet bonus
three,
for 3 goals conceded, but you've done all right. You've done all right.
two assists and a goal, mate. They're playing me in the wrong position. That's the
Clearly, that's what it is. You're a striker at heart.
I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm good, mate. Well, we'll jump straight into the real football, and obviously the Premier League. Obviously, we've gone into the third international break. Is it the third or second?
Third, isn't it? Third, I
Oh,
believe.
so
September,
international
October, and then
break.
this one. Yeah.
Yeah, they get a bit boring, don't they, after a while? I mean, the table looks very similar to last week. I mean, there's not really too much to really add on. Really, I think obviously Liverpool beating Villa is a massive. It's a massive result.
hmm
Um, I think you guys are very much at the forefront now. I think a lot of football fans do kind of say now though it is where you are after the Christmas period that counts really rather than now. Because going into the
Oh
Christmas
yeah,
period,
I always think it's a.
it can all change.
Mm.
Yeah, after three games. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. But obviously, Man City keep dropping points, and you know,
Mm.
it, it's it is looking likely that Liverpool will win the league come the end of the season.
It's just so close, isn't it? Like we said, between that third and like 13th, where it's separated by like 3 or 4 points. That's just mental. Like so, it's like if people think Arsenal in the title race, well, technically, mathematically, so is Forest, Brighton, and Chelsea, who are all on the same points. Um,
Yeah, Nottingham Forest. What are they doing there? Uh,
Yeah, exactly. Like it is. It's just mental. I think it's really exciting. Like that top four race will be close. I do think it will stay the way it is though. Like Liverpool, City, Chelsea, and Arsenal in whatever order.
yeah, I think that's
Um,
the top four. I don't know. I think Forest will drop off. I think they'll still, they'll stay up comfortably.
I think they'll. I think they might squeeze like a Conference League position.
Maybe, but I think top half
And
they could easily do. Definitely with their
yeah,
consistency.
minimum. I think. Yeah,
Brighton as well.
yeah. Like
Yeah,
just Tottenham and Villa haven't looked at it this season.
yeah,
But yeah, yeah, they're
Villa have
only like a
struggled a
few
little
points
bit
off.
recently.
Yeah,
Um, Spurs very Spursy.
but that's the thing. They're only 3 points off Arsenal for having a horrific start. Like it's that close, which is mental. I do worry a bit for. I don't know, a bit with Arsenal and Tottenham. I think sort of the garden's like grown a bit, like as in I sort of like it's now grown, so I sort of see it as like that's as far as the manager can take them a little bit. I don't really see Ange taking them to
That
trophy.
Yeah, it's a real struggle there.
Yeah, it's just such a weird like they gave Ipswich their first win of the season at
Yeah, don't.
um which
Why
is
remind me?
ridiculous.
Why
They
remind me?
and then like I can kind of understand away at Palace because that's always been a tricky game for years.
But
But
Ipswich at home, a team
Ipswich
that
at home,
fucking dire.
there's no excuse. You should be winning that.
Me saying that Ipswich should play well. I did watch bits of the game. I thought Amari Hutchinson looked really good. Uh,
Delat was quality as well, like goal and assist, I think it was. Lovely finish by Schmodix as well. um,
yeah,
it's just, but like you shouldn't be losing that game. Like, and the thing is, they actually all rested that because they had
conference.
Europa League against Galatasaray, or was it
Yeah,
Conference League?
no, he's Europa. Sorry, it is Europa League.
Yeah, and they dropped all their main players
And
for that
Gabriel
to
Sara
rest
had a
them
field day.
for Ipswich, and then they've not gone and beaten Ipswich. I know Osimhen scored as well. But like I don't know, for Spurs that would have been a chance. They could have been what top four or somewhere around that mark with the 19 points. It would have maybe covered over the cracks of how poor the start of the season has been, but it still would have looked good. Knocking City out the cup, obviously, it would have been a good maybe little building block maybe to go on for. But I don't know. I do worry about
He
Spurs
had
a
the
little bit.
chance to build. I think you can get rid of that Galatasaray loss. It's away from home as well. And Galatasaray are a very, very
Oh
decent.
yeah, yeah,
Um, if they went on and beat Ipswich, I think found to be a lot less reactive to it. But yeah, losing to Ipswich as a top side at home, it is unforgivable, really.
yeah.
You
Can't
do
be it.
pay to with those mistakes. I mean, you look at
That-
City a few years, 5 years ago, lost away to Norwich.
mm,
Yeah, I mean, just come off the title.
yeah,
Who went on won the league that season? Liverpool.
yeah.
Um,
That's the thing. It's those little.
so those little
It's like
mistakes.
the games. Yeah, they just, especially at home, they should be winning virtually 80% of their home games, barring that maybe the top 4 or 5 teams.
Yeah,
They should be winning them. And I think that's just been really sort of disappointing for them. And obviously, you've got the situation now of Bentancur as well. I'm not exactly sure what he said, so I don't want to try in case I say
yeah,
something
yeah. I'm not
dodgy.
gonna. But
Um,
from what I've seen on Twitter, it sounds a bit.
it's
Yeah,
not a good
sounds
thing to
great,
say.
doesn't it?
I know it was obviously a joke with Son, and Son's probably fine about it, I'm sure. But he's out for a minimum 6 or 7 games, but it's just Prem games, which is massive because I believe he misses like City, Liverpool, and some United or someone like that as well. So he's definitely got a tough couple of games that he misses. But it's weird with that because I was actually listening to TalkSport and they said the only reason the FA stepped in because obviously Enzo did similar, didn't he? In the when it was with all the Argentinian players, they're all chanting, weren't they?
Mm.
But because that was during the Copa America, it's not under their jurisdiction. But because this had happened just before the Copa America had started, like literally before the first whistle, it was technically still under the FA's supervision. So that's why they've stepped in, which was a bit strange, because it happened in
It's,
Uruguay.
it's a whole bloody story in it.
It's all very weird, and so I do think it's. I'm not saying he shouldn't be banned. What he said was wrong or whatever, but there's a clear like why didn't Enzo get punished? It is a bit up and down when it was
Yeah,
like
it's a bit. It can't be one rule for one and not for another.
yeah, it
You know,
shouldn't be picky just because you say it one place and say it another, which is very strange. But
exactly. The
I think
situation
overall, like
coming from.
Newcastle sort of come back into it. United obviously still down there, but with a new manager now, only 4 points off of third place, which isn't the end of the world. Okay, 13th doesn't look great, but realistically, a couple wins and you're back up there. Like
I think
stat.
league position at this point is very irrelevant. It's more about how many
Oh
points
yeah,
are off teams
yeah,
now.
a
Uh,
hundred percent.
how
Like
close it
yeah,
all is. Even in the championship, Norwich are, give after the international break, we win our next 2 games. A couple of results go our way. We're looking back in the top 6 again, and that's
yeah. That's
crazy.
the thing. Is yeah, and they'll
That's
all start
crazy.
to play each other now as well over the Christmas period. There's usually what like 10 games in the matter of like a couple weeks. Like it happens really quick, doesn't it? Like there's so
Yeah,
many games, so you could easily just quickly find that suddenly there's like a 6 point gap between fifth and seventh or sixth or whatever it is now. Like it can easily happen that quickly because there's so many games. Um, I wouldn't say it's like in Liverpool's hands as such. Like I wouldn't say it's like it's ours to lose yet, um, because it's only been 11 games, and people constantly kept saying how easy our fixtures are. You can't now say it's in our hands when it's we had easy fixtures. It's one or the other, isn't it? Like you can't. So I'd obviously prefer. I'm happy where we are. I'd
we've all
much
got to
rather
play
be.
the same games. That's the issue. It's not like an easy run in the Premier League. You all
That's
got
the
to play.
thing. Like we've had a tough couple of weeks just gone with the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, Brighton, Aston Villa, and we've come through with flying colours. Um, and don't get me wrong, Arsenal have had a tricky start to the season, had a bit of a rough patch, so they're going to have a really good one of games coming up. We've still got, I believe, we have at home to City, away at Southampton, the Merseyside derby away, Newcastle away, which again, all tough games in their own, well, maybe by Southampton, no offense, but all tough games in their own way, as well as the likes of Champions League games, Real Madrid, etc. So I think I'm with you. If by Christmas or like Boxing Day sort of time, we're still 5 points minimum clear, I would say it's ours to lose. But I think right now, because you've not even played everyone once yet, I know it sounds so stupid, but you've not played everyone once. And I think maybe once you've done that, you can sort of see a fair reflection of the
Yeah, halfway
table.
through the season, see where you're at, and go from
Yeah.
there. But we'll move off to Premier League because Christ, it's very. I mean, the league table has really changed at all. Um,
Yeah.
Well, we are over. Obviously, we're in the international break, so it'd be good to catch up with sort of a bit of international news.
Hmm.
Obviously, the England team players are dropping like flies. Um,
Yeah.
it's come to the point we're seeing second choice Norwich left back Ben Crescene called up to the under 21s. Like
It's a
he's
really
the
weird
most
one.
mid championship footballer I've seen.
Mm.
It's got potential to be better, but like at the point, if he's getting picked for the under 21s, like I remember it used to be a struggle for like Madison when he was at Norwich or at Max Aaron's at Norwich to get to that under
Yeah.
20 setup, and now we've got our second choice left back in there. You know what I mean? So it's a bit,
Mm.
it's an interesting one.
No. And
Um,
even Kane said something, didn't he, in a conference press conference yesterday, or an
well, yeah,
interview with,
it should be an honour to play for England, and obviously
yeah. And he's
Southgate.
very much country over club, which okay, maybe you could be maybe to play devil's advocate, it could be because he's never won, like he's never been at a club where okay, now he's at Bayern, he should be winning, but at Spurs I don't know, do you know what I mean? I don't know how to word it, but like you think it's players like City, you're always contribute, you're always going for like four trophies. At Spurs, he was never doing that. He knows probably his best chance of winning a trophy is probably with England,
Well,
other
it should
than
be
the
with Bayern now. I'll be honest,
uh,
but no, I
other
do.
than the Bundesliga,
No,
yeah.
but
But
again,
like,
again, I feel like he was very overstretching it, saying country over club. I don't think
mm,
it's a case of that. But however, I do think players should see it as an honour to play for your country
100%,
and
yeah,
take the opportunity. But then again, I do also sympathise with players to why they're dropping out of these international games. You're playing so many league games to
oh,
play
it's
three more
ridiculous.
international games abroad, you know, and
Yeah. This is the only break they can probably get until what the
exactly.
February break or whatever
Exactly.
it
So
is.
them withdrawing from the squad, it's just so they can get a breather. This thing,
Yes,
congestion is not
yeah.
helping.
It sort of contradicts itself because so there's eight players that have dropped out. I think there's actually nine now. Branthwaite, you came in and also dropped out again.
Yeah.
But so you've got Trent, Colwill, Foden, Grealish, Saka, Rice,
Some of them are
Ramsdale.
injury related, by the way, so that is completely understandable.
Yeah. So like for example, Trent and Rice, I know are definitely injuries because Trent came off within 20 minutes with a hamstring. He's out, and Rice I think had a broken toe and was playing with a padded boot or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know about Colwill if I'm honest or Ramsdale. Saka's always one of them that I feel like he always gets injured and then he's back the next week. Like he's very, I never know
So,
when he's actually injured. Grealish and I know Grealish hasn't played much for City, and I think they were shocked he was even picked. So I think that was a weird one. Again, Foden and Palmer. Palmer just played 90 minutes at the weekend. I know he was questionable going into that game, but I
yeah.
don't know. That's a bit of a weird one, and
I
I
just
don't
feel like the
think
novelty of sort of having that honour of playing for your country is completely gone.
yeah,
Purely because
yeah,
you're having to choose, do I risk myself and be injured and get injured on the international break and ruin my
mm,
chance at my club? Or
yeah.
do I go play two pointless games for my country?
That's it. It's
It, it,
Nations League, and they've tried to make it so it's not pointless, but
it still
I
is.
know,
The thing is,
yeah.
it's not unless the Euros or the World Cup is it's not important. Or qualify. Qualifiers are important because that's what gets you to that point. But a
But then
nation's
maybe like to play devil's advocate, you should look at it and go, they could be the only caps you get. Think about it now. Look, all them players are injured. Like there's three attacking midfielders there, or Saka, who normally plays 90% of the games, doesn't he, or 99%. If you're an attacking midfielder, so Rodgers has just been called up to replace him. Rodgers is going to relish this opportunity because he knows he's probably not going to get many minutes for the coming years because of Palmer, Foden, Grealish, like these Bellingham as well. These players play in this position at the end of the day. Bowen as well. I think Bowen always makes the most of every minute he gets, to be honest. I
yeah,
think with
he does
England.
really well in England. I've always
Yeah,
even
he
Madison. I
always,
know Madison's not he's not been picked, has he?
no, but he's been dropped by Spurs. That's why Kulusevski's in that 10 now, isn't he? Or in that
Yeah,
they don't really play with a 10. So I think like obviously Madueke's in there. He's got a good chance to impress and sort of like challenge for Saka's spot. I'm not saying he'll play, but I think I agree with you. The players don't see it as that sort of like be
the
all and
honour.
end all of
But
their
at
career
the same
anymore.
time, I can sympathise with it
But
because
yeah, that's the thing. I completely get why now some of these players want to take a break. Like you look at Palmer, he plays every minute of every game for
I
Chelsea.
mean, Adam, I just want to ask you: have you ever seen a time where this amount of teams have been injury hit? Like the sheer amount of football teams have been injury hit.
And the thing is, they're not even like impact injuries where like it can
A
happen.
long
It's like
term.
they're all muscle stuff and like stuff from just overworking themselves.
Mm.
if everyone was going down with broken legs because of bad tackles, you'd go, oh, like it can happen. But like muscle injuries of players, like we have a goalkeeper that's currently out from a hamstring injury, stuff like that. Like it is
That's
ridiculous.
yeah,
Like
that should never
it
happen.
is all the ACLs and MCLs, whatever it is, they're all happening. I think it's what we said. There is too many games. Um,
It's a congestion, it's overworking, and
but
I get, oh, these are professional footballers, they're paid to do that. Yes, but at the same time,
mm,
you're watching your team missing eight first team players. Like
yeah,
Norwich down to like a fucking midfield that don't even play in midfield. They're not midfielders. You know what I mean?
no, and that's
Playing
the thing.
playing a defensive
There's only so
midfielder
many.
who spent most of his time at Norwich playing left back or centre back. We're playing and two eight in front of him. One's a 10 or a winger, and one's a winger.
Mm,
Yeah, I mean, it's
yeah,
such a discombobulated midfield.
yeah. There's only so many like backups you can buy. Do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like if you have five injuries to your first team, you can't expect every position to be like a quality backup. Like for example, when you look at Rodri's out injured, okay, City's a bit of an odd one because you do think they should have bought that cover for him.
Yeah, that's the thing. They
Um,
never really bought
but they
any.
never did, and they
They
bought
can't, they
tried
didn't really
Philip,
buy anything.
and he didn't work. But like, if Haaland gets injured, okay, again, they don't actually have a backup striker, so
But it would have been
that's
Oscar
it.
Bob, but he's out.
Yeah, but like other teams, like they just you can't what you want to. Everyone laughed at Chelsea when they have like 35 players, but actually, you look at them now and go,
They're being
well, from
smart because
if
they're one
Madueke
of the better
gets
teams in the
injured,
league, and their
you
squad
play
depth is good.
Sancho. Yeah, they have the cover, and but you don't want everyone to be like Chelsea and have 30, 40 players, first team players, just to cover for if there's injuries. You don't want to have that
Because there's no
situation.
guaranteed minutes. What if you go through a
Exactly.
season without an
You
injury?
can't, yeah. Like people will be rotating like full 11s, which is good for cups and stuff, but it's not good for the league if you're literally like you can't see the same 11 for every like it's just
Yeah,
not a good
exactly. There
look.
needs to be
But
sort of a level of consistency there and
yeah, you
get
don't
that
want to be
player.
having yeah, because the players won't be happy. They'll all start to leave because and stuff like that. And yeah, I do think there's too many games, but at the same time, when you're playing at the likes of City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, you need to expect to play
For your
60
country.
games a season because you're going to go far in the cups. You're going to
And
go,
you're going
you
to play
play
for
obviously the
them as
league
well.
games.
And
Like,
that's true. But we'll
but
move
it
on.
does go both ways a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do sympathise with them up until the point. I do think people are very quick just to go, like you said, oh, they play football, it's their job. Yeah, but take all the travelling in and everything like that. It's not as easy as you just think of
Yeah,
just
you
playing football
work
and a
hard
job
to
done.
get there, and it is hard
Yeah.
work. But we will move on, and obviously, the news arising this week has been it's been a great read.
Bit of a weird one, yeah.
David Coote,
Mm.
yeah,
Questionable bloke from some of the things we've seen.
he just
Um,
sounds like every working class Britishman hates Jurgen Klopp sniffs gear. Like, just sounds like
yeah, and that was sort of the start of it. There's been obviously I saw some stuff on Twitter. I don't know how true it is, so I don't want to be about that messaging a 17-year-old, and it was all a bit weird. So I don't really
that
know
on
how
that
far.
Stokey G's Twitter.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
don't know how.
I got sent the thread and then he deleted it, and so
Yeah,
I can't imagine there's a there might
do you
obviously
think
it might be true,
you could
but
have just been worried he was going to get in trouble? But
yeah,
yeah,
I
I
have
don't
no
know.
idea.
It did all seem a bit convenient to come out at the one time. I did feel like I was
It
like,
all just started by him calling Jurgen Klopp a cunt. Which,
yeah,
by the way, I that on its own, right? Okay, if we're taking away everything else out of the situation, him calling Jurgen Klopp a cunt is absolutely fine.
just not on camera. Yeah.
No, but it's fine. Like, there's no issue with it. He can dislike the bloke.
Yeah, but you shouldn't say it on camera. That's
Yeah,
the only.
but
I have no because I'm sure Jurgen Klopp when
oh,
he's
sorry,
moving
you said
stuff.
at the start of the podcast we're not gonna say cunt, but
Let's try not to keep saying it. But like, I'm sure that there's a lot of managers when on the dressing room or on the sidelines are absolute knobheads to be around. I'm sure
and
Klopp
you're
was.
telling me a manager has never called a referee a cunt?
Yeah, I'm sure he has called him that.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
And it's
but you don't say it on camera like because refs are meant to be non-biased and like neutral, aren't they? It's just not a good look.
no,
I'm not saying
I'm not,
that's what I
mate.
think of it.
I'm not saying it's a good look. I think you're wrong, but I
Yeah,
don't
I
really
think it's
see
he's
everyone
not
lose
in
their
trouble. I
heads
don't think
on
for
that
saying.
situation by itself.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's also the fact he puts German in front of it, which okay, people will take as racist. It's not necessarily right. I don't want to go down that that
Yeah,
spiral, but it's again, you
don't
shouldn't
dig
say
yourself a hole here.
the refs are meant to be neutral and not have any bias. But if he's
Yeah,
coming out and saying Liverpool was shit, which he said, and Klopp's this and whatever. And then he obviously gets banned. Obviously, this video was a few years ago, wasn't it? COVID times. And then
Yeah,
there was
and
a
then
time during there that he got removed from a Liverpool game when everyone's unsure why. So, and there's a rumor that supposedly the PGMOL knew about this video back in when it happened, and that's why he got suspended. And then since then, there has been some dodgy decisions against us that he was a part of, like the Odegaard handball and stuff like that, which okay, might not be directly linked, but people will question the integrity now, which is
yeah, that's the thing it is now.
the
But
last thing PGMOL wanted.
then obviously
Like,
this morning, obviously we had it's come out that obviously a video of him drawing the VAR lines on the kitchen table.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Again, not a great look. It was
it's
from the sun, but
not from a professional.
do it in his spare time all you want. That's fine. Just not video it when
Yeah,
you're
don't
meant
video
to.
it. Don't give someone the opportunity to have that dirt on you, and
Yeah.
do what you like in your spare time. You know, you're
So
your
I,
own person.
where
You
do
can
you
do your
think
own
it's
thing.
sort of in my opinion, he should never be allowed to ref a Premier
Oh
game.
no, agreed. Like I agree, but obviously
Put him down to the Championship, I
we're
think,
basing
for
this off
me.
now a lot of things rather than just him calling Jurgen Klopp a cunt. I think
Yeah.
it was just that video. That was it. I think
I
maybe
think he could have just apologised and just never ref the game that affected Liverpool and then just
yeah,
do like Southampton Palace or whoever it is. I think he could have done that. But I
yeah,
also think other managers, for example, isn't the Brighton manager German off the top of my head? I think he
yeah.
is. He
I'm not
could,
100% sure.
or if other managers are German, let's say, or other
Yeah, go
people could
speak
easily take
theoretically.
offence.
Yeah.
Like it's again, so it's very dangerous. I think it's they need to get rid of him, to be honest, and just move him down to the
I think
Championship.
I think yeah, I think he's
Have
done.
to
His
do
career's over. I think
He's
that
42 as well, and they said a lot of man refs retire at 45, so he's not short of just pay him off and tell him, mate, we can't really. It's not a good look. We need to,
yeah. But then again, he'll probably have to pay out a lot anyway himself with all the
yeah. So
troubles
I
he's
just, it's
done.
just not. Obviously, people, as I said, will put two and two together and go, "Oh, he didn't give that decision because he didn't like Klopp." But
I
whether
don't think it's down to that. I think
I don't
obviously
think that's the case, but
I mean
people have a right
I
to question.
refereed youth football back in the day, and there was managers of certain teams that I thought were cunts. Or youth football and
Mm,
adult football here and there.
yeah,
And there was managers on teams that I thought, oh, yeah, you're a cunt. Yeah, this, that, and the other. Obviously, never said it to a camera, this, that, and the other
yeah, yeah,
till now. Not giving any names, you know what I mean? But but every referee thinks it, you know what I mean? Because you do get
yeah. That's the
as a
thing. Just
referee,
don't say it. Like,
you are the
yeah,
person that gets disrespected the most at a football game, unless you're
yeah,
losing 7-0. But
yeah. Like, I
uh,
could sort of understand it if the video was like they're on the sideline, Klopp's like up in his face shouting at him, and he turns around and goes like, "Shut up," and says it. I could almost loosely understand it, and someone's caught it on video and goes, "Oh,"
but the way
but
how
because he sat
he's
there
done it,
in his room, off his head on whatever he's been doing or drunk, or whatever, and he's looking directly at the camera and says it, and at the end he's like, "Oh, this video can't go anywhere," so he knows full well he's being recorded.
and he also
Uh,
knows full well that he's made a huge mistake with what he said.
yeah,
Easily,
100%.
that video cannot go anywhere. The
And
video.
the fact it's come out 4 years later, he's obviously fallen out with his mate who recorded it, and he's obviously just thought, "Yeah, I'm going to ruin his career."
I
But
think
yeah, the rest,
that's a horrible mate. You know what I mean?
yeah, you've
That's
just got to,
horrible.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure
I
there's a
mean,
few things in
I
various
bet
group chats
that
where you
friendship
can
isn't
talk
getting
to them.
rekindled anytime soon.
Yeah, he won't be around his house again.
It's
But
not funny. Like you know, I think David Coote clearly obviously needs some sort of help. I have no idea. I mean, it's a very like strange situation to speak on. I don't think you really.
I mean, yeah, because it's almost like, yeah, it's just so, it's laughable, isn't it? You're like, you don't know where to go with it. Like what he said
Yeah.
was wrong, but you can sort of mutually apologize and go, in the moment you just it's maybe not the nicest words you could use, but whatever.
Hmm.
And you can get past that. But because it's on video, because he's then been seen doing drugs and potentially other things, you can't have a ref that's doing that. It's not they're meant to be the person you respect most in the game, like look sort
Exactly.
of
Yeah.
and if you're having someone that's done that, you can't really go in
The respect kind of instantly goes once they've
yeah, so the
done that.
PGM will have to just very quickly go,
Honestly,
he's been
you
relieved
know,
of his job.
as a professional person, you are allowed to enjoy yourself and live your life how you want to live it. But
Yeah.
know that when you are gonna be, you need
Oh
to
yeah,
make
like
sure.
yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of things footballers do outside of football in their
Yeah,
whole and
and we
just don't
we
be
see it on
stupid enough to
tabloids all the
film it.
time and on the
Yeah,
news.
exactly. Like
It's just all about making sure you're safe doing so. You know what
you've
I
got to be
mean?
careful, and he wasn't, and this is the stuff that can happen. And
Mm.
So it's just the
Big
quickest way
good
is just
career.
getting rid of him down to Championship, which okay, or just altogether because
I think it'd be all
otherwise,
together now after everything. Obviously, there's been a lot more accusations than just what we've
yeah,
seen. So yeah, it's crazy, crazy world we live in. Yeah. Well, we'll end that there. Liverpool still top of the league. Um, England players dropping like flies, and David Coote, he's drawing VAR lines, and that'll be all.
nice.
See you guys later.